Hello, everyone, and welcome to Horror After Midnight. I am your host, Slinky, joined by my good buddy, Casey. And we have an awesome guest this evening who decided to come to the shady part of town and hang out with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself, buddy. What's up?
Hey, my name is Devon Dotson. I am a music producer, songwriter, uh, seven-time nominated Grammy Award, considered, I guess not winner yet, but and a newly film director, writer, producer.
Wow. That's pretty awesome, man. Hey, it doesn't matter. You didn't win. You still got nominated, man, a bunch of times. That's insane.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bravo.
got a lot
Bravo.
going on.
Yeah, that's wow. That's really good. So tell us what's up with this film, man. Like, we know a little bit about it, but what's up?
Well, I actually got the idea for Be Our Guest. It was actually, I was thinking Airbnb. And I was like, man, Airbnb is so huge. And
Hmm.
see too many movies about like Airbnb. So without saying Airbnb, we were kind of like the predecessor, which would be our guest, like a new app that was similar to this and kind of thing. And I was figuring like, man, a lot of people rent these, throw parties and things like that. And a buddy of mine, about 40 years, we just do a huge party, everything like that, and uh, we turned it into a thriller horror, and have fun with
That's cool. That's cool.
it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I've heard some straight horror stories, man, from B&B.
Yeah.
Like, they emptied out our house, stuff like that. Like you see
Yeah,
them carrying the TV out the front door. You're like, holy crap.
that's
So no, it's
horror.
awesome. It's awesome. So, but yeah, go
Yeah, I
to
was,
it, man. Got, it's got.
yeah, I was gonna ask, for a slasher film, what made you want to go for PG-13?
You know what? The reason I went that route is more I have kids and I want them to be able to watch it too. So, but I also I think that I know there's a niche of like horror films that are like, mostly rated R and things like that. But I wanted to try to expand it across different boundaries, just in our geographic states or what, and try to how far I can reach. You know, usually a little bit, less nudity or whatever might be picked up at other countries where I would have just got this big door closed in my face, possibly. So that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
the reason behind it. Just more business purposes.
yeah,
that's
that makes sense.
because it's going to hit a larger demographic.
Hey,
So you know what I mean, and it's more widespread. No, yeah, yeah, good stuff. Plus the MPAA, nobody's a friend of the MPAA, so you can, you know, so.
Oh yeah. How did you originally get into like horror?
actually, I'll tell you a story. There's a guy. I don't want to give him too much credit because he ripped me off. So actually, I was doing
Oh man.
sound design.
Uh,
I was sound design for a movie, and the guy's movie didn't get picked up. And so I told him, hey man, let me just give a shot at just redoing your trailer. And I redid the trailer, killed the trailer. Uh, he showed it to the people that turned him down to get the distribution deals and things like that. They loved it. They said, hey, if you can get this guy to redo your film, uh, you got to. So I did that. We got picked up internationally. It was on Redbox for 6 months. It just did really good. And so when I looked at the movie, I'm a songwriter, so ultimately I'm a writer. So I was like, this guy didn't pay me, but show him I could do this crap too, kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I came with that mentality, and and I just wrote that, and I just kind of, start writing. And as I learn, I actually, I'm starting to learn more as I grow in this field, and I tell myself I'm more like, feel like I'm married to music, but I'm having an affair with film. So, I'm having fun with it. It's really cool. But I got started because I love horror movies. Favorite
Mm,
movies are like the Friday the 13th, the classics, the uh,
mhm.
Queen is like hands down my ultimate. So uh, and I just wanted to kind of bring something that was new, but also paying homage to the the
Mhm.
people that came through before me, like the
Yeah,
Michael.
tip your hat. Tip your hat. Yeah.
I just wanted to do certain things like that that give it that, you know, that old school feel, but with a new school twist.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome to hear, man. That's really awesome to hear. That's cool. So it's kind of like a love letter back to horror. You
Yeah,
know.
there you go.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. So.
Can you tell us a little bit about the backstory from Be Our Guest, like with the different characters and stuff? 'Cause it's a pretty long movie for a slasher.
Yeah, it is. And I wanted to develop a little bit of the characters, and actually, that was part of my, in my opinion, my newbie coming out was like, I mean, I could have trimmed this down a bit much, but we learn and we live, we learn. But the backstory is kind of just more so like the killers were foster kids. They actually were bullied in and out of different places. They bullied. The mother, she was the ringleader. I don't want to give away too much, but she's the ringleader that actually uh, had a backstory, which would be in part two, that would tell a little bit more that how she was and how she came up and why she married and clicked so well with the foster kids. You can
Mm.
understand and she realized, how it'll show backstory how they were abused and manipulated and reprogrammed to think a whole different way. Uh, so that that's the backstory of the guys, the boys. The boys are just two brothers. You know, that one of them had a daughter. If you watch the movie, there's a couple of people that we left it open so you can, that there's going to be a part two and things like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mother's the ringleader, and eventually, as the movie franchise progressed, it will, be more, towards the killers. Kind of
Okay.
like
Okay.
kind of like Friday the 13th. His mother was the the push behind the
Yeah,
player.
the initial killer. Yeah. 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 All right.
How did the mask design come about? Because the masks are pretty creepy looking.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I actually saw, I was looking for some creepy custom masks, and I had some custom on online, and I wanted something that uh, people would think looked like a girl, the one with the hair, Jesse, and but it kind of turned out looking almost a little bit like Kiss, which I was like, hey, that's kind of cool, So that one worked out. The other one, I wanted it to be more like kind of just like creepy, which is kind of like give you that Michael Myers feel a little bit. Uh,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Text kind of look to it, or mixed with a little bit of Scream. So that's the kind of what we were going for with that. Something that I haven't seen in the movie, so I just wanted to say, hey, all right, if I see, I mean, we see movies that are just a regular mask, or that are, people like the movie Hush, just a regular mask or something. Like, I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to make like, okay, this here stamp. This is when you see that mask, think of this movie.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was my whole take.
No, it's
Yeah.
funny
Yeah, they're
how you
pretty cool.
described it because that's how Chris described it to me when he told me about it before I got to watch it. He
Nice.
was like, "Yeah, the mask makes me think of Scream and Michael Myers."
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that literally, that's what you said to me, man. I was like, "Oh, all right, cool." So it's funny that you said that too. I was like, "That's awesome." So
Spot
yeah,
on.
you
Yeah.
know.
Thinking about
Plus,
actually re-releasing a shorter version. And I know it's usually we have the longer versions. That's the director's edit, director's cut.
yeah, yeah.
But in this case, we probably be director's cut to be a little bit shorter, because I feel like I want to get people jump right into it. Like, I felt we grabbed people's attention um, in the beginning from the bathroom scenes and the car scene from the
Mhm.
yes, but then
Yeah.
character development, in my opinion, was a bit longer. So I'm thinking, like, I shaved that down just so, I got some responses saying that, hey, if you shave this part down a little bit, this would be a great slasher, because it just jumps right to it. And, we'll keep it at like an hour and 20 minutes. So
Mm.
that's coming out probably in the next few months as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out once that releases.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was pretty funny, like with the at the end, there's kind of like a fake ending kind of thing. What was up with that? The hood chick thing at the end.
The girl that I don't want to give away, but the girl you talking about that was the last one walking around in the field.
No, I'm talking like the screen goes to black, and then you got this chick that's like all hood and got like LA on her face, pulling stuff out of her hair, and
yeah. Okay, so basically, what as a comedian, his name is Cam J. He goes by Cam J. And so he has this character that he dresses up. And I said, you know, it'll be really cool is if we created our own kind of like blooper reel, if we will, you know, or making fun of the movie or whatever, because everybody, the movie would, you know, you go to a movie like, man, like you hear people say, oh my gosh, run, don't go, don't open that door. You know, that was the person that was actually doing it in real life for us. So people,
That's awesome.
we premiered it. It was just, that was never done, in my opinion, for a horror flick. You always see it in the comedies or, you know, the bloopers and the outtakes and stuff like that. But we just did that because we wanted everybody to know that although it's a horror movie that we did, we had a ton of fun. Like we had fun like crazy. Like it wasn't even like we were working. So I wanted him to rip it up. I wanted him to make fun of the movie because if he makes fun of the movie before the movie comes out, it's like lightning the blow. So that's how we like, all right, cool. I told him, hey, have at it, man, rip it apart, do whatever you're gonna do. You know, say if this is a real, you know, girl or in the hood or something like that, I would have did this and that. Just the same thing, like, yeah, you know, so we just have fun with it.
Nah, that's awesome. That's really cool. All right. Now, all right, you've got, you know, a successful music career. What was it that wanted you to make a horror movie? Like aside from your love of it, but was there, you know,
like music. I've done a lot of music, and I still currently do a lot of music.
yeah.
And I always wanted to for films. Like that was always a dream of mine. And the thing is, I thought in my mind, I just thought like, oh, I'm gonna have to be like 70, 60 years old because these guys are like well seasoned. And then the opportunity obviously came when I did sound for the film for a guy. Got screwed out of it. So I was like, you know what? It wasn't too impressive. His movie, in my opinion, wasn't that impressive. I'm not even saying my best or anything like that, but I wasn't too impressed. And I was like, it's not that hard. I got the equipment. Let me buy more cameras. Let me do this and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it that way. And actually, I found like a lot of people write movies and scripts, and they take a while to write scripts. And I say, oh man, I've been writing this for a year and this. And I'm like, what? I wrote this movie in less than a week. Honestly, if the hours that I put in, it's probably great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's really badass.
I don't like to force creativity or anything like that, but for me, I just let it flow. And for a song, if I gotta get to the, you know, cram everything into 3 minutes, it's easy to elaborate and do a lot more in an hour and a half away. So that was like, I was like full range. It's like, hey, I can do what I want to do. You know,
That's cool.
So I just have fun, and it just kind of comes like that. And I just, you know, if I draw a blank, I just stop and I'll just go do something else. And then like, oh man, I'll see something that inspires me and finish writing.
Yeah. That's cool, man, to hear that process because, you know, people, you hear that a lot. Oh, I've worked on this for 8 months, 9 months. And I wrote a couple horror stories and like they just popped right out. So like I can kind of understand what you mean when you say that, you know.
And
absolutely.
The cool thing is a cast that cast members, they were pretty cool. Everybody was good. And I told them, hey, don't say it verbatim like I wrote it. I want you to stick to the story, but add your own personality to it so it could be a little bit more believable in some sense. Some people haven't never acted before, and you know we can tell that sometimes, but and some people crap, and that's just anything with movies. Horror movies, we don't really necessarily look for the Brad Pitts or Denzel Washington acting phenomenal like that. We look for the guy that's just going to get splashed, blood, squirting everywhere and stuff like that. That's kind of what we want. So that a lot of good, uh, filmmakers started from horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's kind of why.
No, because I was going to ask you about the actors in the movie. Like, were you really, word for word, or let them improv a little bit, let them kind of do their thing? Yeah.
That's what made it more fun and more fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Just had a great time.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good because it comes off more natural. Because I've seen other movies where it just sounds like they're reading off a page. It just doesn't come over well.
I didn't want, even when I said, for me, I would say that, and maybe I could get away with me, but if this suburban kid saying that, I'm like, that don't sound like you would really say that, So
yeah. Like, people don't talk like that. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. So,
can you tell us a little bit about your other movie, Broken Doll?
Broken Doll was the movie that was my very first movie I did after that. That one, I honestly just bought a camera, a little small $500 camera, and I made the whole movie with that. Again, wrote down really quick. My thing is, I wish I could have waited a little bit more to execute it better.
Yeah.
I'm a realist at the end of the day, so I'll be first to say like, but because we have to grow. So I'm just like, hey, you know what? It's kind of trash, but at the end of the day, I have people that believed in the project, and I think the story is good. I think we could have executed again, like I said, better. But I just used honestly people that lived right around the corner that were just like friends of mine. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, oh, your dad want to be in it too? All right, cool, yeah, the more the merrier, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, sparked the fire for the love of getting more, filming done. If you guys saw any of the Broken Doll and then look at the Be Our Guest within the year time frame that they both were released, it's almost like a night and day difference. Quality, sound, the look of it, the feel of it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think people want to see growth process. They're trash anything. They trash great movies that get Oscars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
of course.
So the thing is like, okay, we got Broken Doll, and Broken Doll, in my opinion, I like the story better as to Be Our Guest because it was a psychological thriller. Again, I just think that we could have probably executed it better because it was more like the guy lost his wife, that he was envisioning taking care of her, saying all this stuff, but when she wasn't taking her medicine, she actually went out missing. In actuality, it was always him. She died weeks ago, and he can cope with that. He's a doctor, found a cure to cancer and things like that, but he couldn't save her in time. So he went crazy. He wasn't the one taking medicines and things like that. So it flipped, and he was the one killing. So it was good in my head, but coming out didn't work out like I wanted it to. But that's definitely a movie that I honestly would want to probably revisit and recreate because I think I can execute it a lot better as I'm growing in the filming.
Yeah, almost like a learning experience.
Yeah. No, it's cool to see your progression too, from say film to film. You know what I mean? You implying or implementing those disciplines and stuff that you learn. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I think that people, even that are aspiring filmmakers or whatever, I even tell people I use the same motto in music. Like, if you give your best at that time, like, release that because somebody's gonna, go to it, and then after that, if you get trash, you get this. Don't get discouraged. Do it to the next level. The next year or year after is going to get better and better if you're still focused and hungry enough to make it better. If you stay at that level, then you're stagnant. not for you. But you're always willing to grow and take it, say, hey, yeah, I could have did this better. I could have used these angles and things like that. It makes a big difference. And I think people will love to have a story. I mean, our reality shows are built off of growth. It's seeing somebody, American Idol and all those things. Like this person did. And I think if people could see that, it doesn't just say, oh, man, this person did this or that. It also gives them hope. Like, man, I can do this. He did it with this little camera. There's people that shot music videos with cell phones, and then they turn around and like, yeah, I can do that too if I'm just creative enough to use what I got. That movie, honestly, on Broken Doll, I probably spent $2,500.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've heard other people they like made a whole movie with like $100. So
Yeah.
And you see, like, what the heck? So it's just like you just kind of use your mind and create. And then I start realizing as I got in the second movie, Be Our Guest, that hey, I can tell people, what platforms it's going to be on to attract a more attractive cast or a better quality of acting, more sceneries or locations and things like that, because everybody want to promote themselves as well. So it was like a trade-off, and it worked.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cool. Always take stock of what you have. That's what in an interview with Robert Rodriguez, he said that one time. He said, always take stock of what you have.
Yeah.
And, like, I have access to a bus. Okay, well, this is going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Or, just shit you can use, man. Shit you can use. So.
Production value.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the Killers and Be Our Guest. How was it working with two guys?
It was actually cool, man. I got some. I'm gonna release some behind the scenes footage, which is kind of like bloopers because it's hilarious. I got a picture in the video of the guy with the regular mask without the hair. He's actually combing the hair of the other one, putting it into a bun, like with a hair. Putting stuff like that. I'm like, man, these brothers are really like taking it serious. So they had my hands in my eye. I can't really see. And they're like, all right, here you go. So it was cool working with them. And the character Jesse actually was played by multiple actors, because I'm working on their schedules and stuff like that. And some had something come up, the main guy for Jesse's character. And so we're like, all right, this shirt, we got this. You're about the same height and build. We make sure that no one rolled the sleeves up or anything like that to show tattoos and something gives it away. A couple of spots that actually, even if you remember, the girl Allie was on the tree getting strangled by the rope.
Yeah.
That the person that was playing the brother Jesse with the hair mask was actually the black guy in the movie, Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't in that scene, so I'm like, dude, I need you to wear this mask. This happened. Everybody's here, but he couldn't come up. So he was like, yeah. I said, all right, we're just not gonna really focus on your hands too much.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell.
Yeah, nobody knew. And it was like that particular scene was really funny because Allie, she was really into it. However, there were like fire ants all over the tree, and they were crawling on the rope. So if you really slow it down, that's why we had the rope kind of loose a little bit at some time. Slow it down to possum. You see like a row of ants, and every time we just like, bam, oh my gosh, I gotta, she's like, so getting eaten alive. But hey, she was a soldier. Appreciate it.
Wow.
I
love
hearing those stories.
Yeah, I love hearing stories like that, man. Because when you watch the film, you think of shit like that. When we watch the film, we're like, oh, wow, that's cool how they did it. And you're just like, fucking fire ants. Like, love hearing that stuff, man. It's like...
there was a time we wanted to, like we were waiting for it to stop raining, because we rarely get rain here in Southern California, but it was just like raining like crazy. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. in post production something on a TV station saying that the forecast is gonna be rainy and da 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 da. So that way, when the rain, we start filming in the rain, it actually made sense. So we got the rain and everything like that, and the rain actually, in my opinion, brought up the production value. That's real rain, and I just so happened to have a camera that I was like, hey, this is waterproof, let's go, and we did it, and it worked out really cool.
Yeah, it adds a lot to it because there's some of the Friday 13th are in the rain. It's really cool to see that.
Yeah, and it gives I was told that as learning from other people, they say if you can get real rain and real snow, that's like your value of the movie just kicks right up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I don't, rain just adds so much atmosphere to horror flicks, man. It's like it just
rain, lightning, thunder, all that.
Yeah, the whole dark and stormy night kind of thing. Like
we we created the lighting, and it was so fun. Actually, the guy that his name is Brandon Rotellini. He plays the other character with the regular mask. He was my lighting guy in the back. So I was like, hey, before you come out, we're gonna put this blue filter over the light, and I need you to just flick it. So when she's crawling under this fence, and she's walking around, I did all the sound design and everything like that to make you feel it and stuff like that. So it was really cool. But a lot of guys were wearing multiple hats. They just believed in the vision, and we went with it, and it was cool.
Yeah, it came out great.
Yeah, love hearing that, man. Love hearing that.
Do you got anything else coming up that it's in the works or anything?
I was gonna say, what's in the pipe, man? Because you got some shit going on. I know you do.
I'm working on. It's called I Created a Monster. It's more like a psychological thriller. I'm gonna take a stab at the psychological thriller again, but it's almost done being written. It's probably like about 20% left, but it's about I guess if you could think of the movie Us.
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez, Enough.
Yeah.
It's about a woman that's she lost her husband. She's widowed. She has a child, single mom, and she's basically. I'm trying to say it without giving it away, but
it's all good, man. Yeah.
She's basically just living life without her husband. They have flashbacks. They got a cabin out in the hills, but she haven't been there because that's the place that they will go with family and things like that, and it just reminds her so much of her husband that she lost. She's a travel nurse that she goes around and take care of different patients, things like that. Her friends, one is a detective, another one is like into photography or whatever, but they all college mates get back together, and they try to get her back on the dating scene. So they try this, she dates a guy, and it just didn't work out. She's for some reason attracting guys that are very controlling or abusive, verbally, physically, or some sort. But what ended up happening is going, to the cabin to get away. And in the cabin, when she gets away, she's actually being like watched and followed, but it's by someone that she cares for. Everybody would think technically it's the ex, something like that. But as the backstory unravels, it's about her, the client that she is kind of bringing back to life from the nursing home and like that. And he's more of a ringleader. Think of Saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
It has a good twist without giving it all away. It's
sounds cool, man. Like,
but it's gonna have a creep factor to it. I just wrote this one art and it just came to my head, and I was like, oh man, all right. And I'll just give you just this quick so you can kind of imagine vividly what to expect. So there's a scene during Christmas where the son asks to open a gift because every Christmas Eve, Dad would let him open a gift, and so to keep the tradition, he allowed it. And he's into photography, so he got an old-fashioned Polaroid camera, and he just starts taking a ton of pictures of his mom, and she's like, "Hey, stop!" Kind of put the face, the little selfies, all that stuff. And he's like, why is it all white? He's explaining to him, this is a Polaroid. It takes time to develop. Hey, you need to go put the teeth and do all this stuff. As the film is developing, she's looking at it, taking a look, and I put them all down. She looks at one of them and she sees that down the hallway, the door was open. And then another picture, you see the silhouette of a guy walking through in the house. And as soon as she calls for her son, she hears a door locked. So she's locked inside, killer, not knowing where he is, and her son are basically having to fend for their lives and make it happen. But there's a big twist to it that I don't want to give away, but
yeah. It sounds awesome, man.
Yeah,
we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I like how you wrote the Polaroid into it, because Polaroids can be creepy, man. If you fucking, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, awesome, man.
It'll be fun.
And
actually now, but with COVID-19 messing with me, we can't do nothing right now. So
yeah, you can be writing all kinds of stuff, dude.
Yeah. I was gonna create a movie called The Rona. Just like
The Rona. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I just said it's too early.
There's already one. No, there's already one in production already called Social Distancing. Swear to you.
I can see it.
It's already. Yeah. So, but well, if you want, tell everybody where your film will be, where they can find it.
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon. There's Amazon Prime. Be Our Guest. You will eventually be able to find it on other platforms. We just got picked up on YouTube Digital, and we're actually getting on another couple of more platforms as we go. But if you want more information, you can just go to www.nitebisonement.visionentertainment.com. You'll find more about the music, the publishing, the licensing.
Yeah, thanks for all that, man. Really appreciate it. Take it easy, man. We'll talk soon. All right.